Supporters say it's necessary to keep the public safe. Opponents say it's the government intruding on their rights. This morning, we break down an Oregon bill to eliminate vaccine exemptions. And the measles outbreak in Southwest Washington may be over, but nationally, the number just keeps rising. Local veterinarians say the euthanasia process is changing to help pets and their owners. This morning, we hear from the experts. "5 a.m. on our Tuesday morning. Welcome to KREM 2 Morning News. I'm Jen York. Brittany Bailey has the morning off. Here at 5 a.m., we're waking up to some wet roads this morning. Evan Arani is in the Weather Center this morning. Evan, we saw some showers move through overnight.
That's absolutely right. We call them squalls, meaning just kind of sudden downpours of a little bit of rain and a lot of wind. It was a single hour around 2 a.m. where we saw 38-mile-per-hour gusts, and within that hour, 4/100ths of an inch came down. So take a look at what we've seen so far this morning. Notice how the total rainfall only really populates in Spokane at 4/100ths of an inch, because everywhere else on your screen has not seen any measurable rain so far. So we're still waiting off on that to see if that's going to continue to add up, because some of these showers are still gradually making their way through. Take a look at what we see outside. So around 2 a.m. was when we saw that kind of heavy downpour just come down around the Spokane area. A little bit of a closer look shows you how most of those showers are contained to far east Washington and north Idaho, right now making their way through areas like Sandpoint and Coeur d'Alene. So if you see a shower or two to start off the morning, don't be too surprised. These are pretty isolated though, and kind of hit or miss as opposed to anything widespread. We're also seeing temperatures this morning a few degrees warmer than where those temperatures were yesterday. Right now we're at 53 degrees in Spokane, 49 in Coeur d'Alene, and 49 in Ritzville. Now in the next 12 hours, are going to take us to temperatures even warmer than what we've seen so far this year. The warmest that we've recorded was 72 degrees. We are going to make it to 74 by this afternoon with just maybe a cloud or two making its way through. Otherwise, pretty much entirely sunny skies along the way. Coming up, we'll be talking a little bit more about the possibility of a few afternoon thunderstorms and how those temperatures continue to rise. I'll throw things over to Cody Crawford for a check of traffic now.
Good morning. There's some construction happening in Spokane this week. The southbound lane of Ray Street between 16th and 23rd Avenue is closed from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. today. Crews are doing some utility work in the area, so if you're headed out in this direction on your Tuesday morning, you may want to give yourself a few extra minutes to get around. That is the only update I have, but I'll be back in 30 minutes with more. Jen, back to you.
Cody, thank you so much. 5:02 now. Well, soon Oregon parents may not be allowed to opt their children out of vaccines required by schools. That is if a bill passes the state Senate. The Oregon House passed the bill yesterday. It would prevent parents from claiming personal, philosophical, or religious exemptions to avoid vaccine requirements. The measure gained traction this year following the measles outbreak in Southwest Washington. Washington lawmakers already approved a similar bill. Some argue the government should not be able to intrude in medical decisions, while supporters of the bill say it's needed to prevent another outbreak from happening.
This is not an academic discussion. Much of the recent measles outbreak is directly attributed to parents' decision to not immunize their children. That choice doesn't only impact their children, it threatens the entire community.
I fear a government that says, you've got to take your medicine now. If you don't, your child is ostracized from a very public accommodation that we all pay for very dearly, don't we?
Oregon's Governor Kate Brown says she will sign the bill if it makes it through the Senate. The Centers for Disease Control confirmed 60 new measles cases in the U.S., and that brings the total to 764 cases. That number is the highest in 25 years. Now, most of those cases are in New York. At least 23 states have confirmed cases as well. This comes after a few days after a case of measles was confirmed in the Seattle area. The FDA is issuing a new warning. New data suggests chemicals in sunscreen are being absorbed into the human body at levels that could be potentially toxic. The study took 24 people who used various sunscreens over 75% of their body. They also reapplied several times a day. Researchers found 4 of the main ingredients were absorbed into the body, but experts say people should not stop using it.
Most of us don't use sunscreens 4 times a day over 75% of our body. So it was a maximal application, but it points out something that needs to be looked at further.
Sunscreen is still necessary to prevent skin damage, according to experts. Those experts also say further research is needed to find possible risks. They also mention the sun is more harmful than the potential risks of the chemicals. Coming up on 5:05 now, well, pets often become a part of the family, and losing them, of course, is never easy. Some veterinarians are now using a euthanasia method to ease the process on the pet and its owner. They are using sedation before euthanasia. KREM 2's Kiera Elfallen is joining us here in studio this morning. You spoke with some experts in the field about this.
Yes, good morning. The process really has changed over time. Years ago, sedation before euthanasia was not a common process. Now many veterinarians are finding that sedation can be very helpful with the overall process of euthanasia. This is George, my photographer Nate's cat. George has been having problems with kidney failure and is shrinking before our eyes. He's much thinner than he was the last time I watched him when his owners were away on vacation. Like many owners, Nate and his wife are thinking about the euthanasia process and how hard it can be. Many veterinarians nowadays are using sedation as a way to calm pets and give owners more meaningful time with them before saying goodbye, a practice that was not very common over a decade ago.
I think they are more calm. They don't go through an excitement phase while we're giving it. In general, the whole thing is just way more peaceful and seems more humane and kind.
I've done it both ways, and in my experience, doing it with sedation it seems to make a smoother process for the pet and for the client. Especially when owners are present, with their pets when we do this. I think it's just to help provide a better overall experience and process.
Some veterinarians against using sedation before euthanasia say it makes the process take longer. To that, Dr. Dykes says it doesn't add much more time, and it usually also depends on what the owner wants, more time with their pet or a quicker goodbye. Others say sedation makes it harder to find a vein. Dr. Tangway says there are different types that can be used so veterinarians don't run into this sort of problem. The American Veterinary Medical Association recommends sedation or anesthesia before euthanasia, but it is not required. Some veterinarians still prefer to do things the way they have been practicing for years of their career, but you can always ask your local vet about the best options for you and your pet.
So it's something that, of course, not a lot of pet owners love to discuss, but
No.
it is something that comes along with being a pet owner. So that's some insightful information, of course.
It's never easy to discuss, but I mean, the best or the most important thing is just to talk to your vet about it, what you want. Do you want it quicker? Do you want to let them go faster? Or do you want more meaningful time just to say goodbye? Because it really is, it's a hard time for a lot of people.
All right, Carol, thanks so much for bringing us that story. Very informative this morning. It is 5:07 now. Well, City of Spokane leaders are taking a step in trying to address the nationwide opioid crisis. They are doing it by starting right here in our region. Today, the city is hosting an informational event to educate the community on the crisis. It's called A Community Connected Addressing the Opioid Crisis Together. It will include a Q&A session with local experts. The event is intended to teach community members about the crisis as well as how to become part of the solution. The event is free. It's happening at 5 o'clock at the Riverside Place Auditorium in downtown Spokane. A Spokane landmark is celebrating its grand opening today. The City of Spokane is hosting a grand opening ceremony for the University District Gateway Bridge. The festivities will begin at 11 o'clock this morning with a community expo. There you can enjoy music, food trucks, and learn about new projects planned for the University District. There is also a ribbon cutting ceremony happening at 1 p.m. That's happening at the South Landing near the intersection of East Sprague Avenue and South Sherman Street. Now, the bridge did open back in December, and it connects the north and south parts of the district. Here, coming up on 509, we do want to take a live look at the bridge this morning, all lit up, looking great. There's some beautiful artwork on the banks of the bridge as well. If you have a chance to check it out, it's beautiful. All right, still to come this morning, it is one of the biggest nights of the year in fashion. We will show you some of the most memorable looks from the Met Gala.
And take a look outside to start our Tuesday. The warm-up that we've been seeing over the last few days does not seem to be coming to an end anytime soon, and that means we could be saying hello to mid-80 degree temperatures by your weekend. Your forecast is after the break.